Why are new grads leaving bedside nursing? Let's talk about it, shall we? I feel like I'm still a new graduate nurse. Actually, maybe I surpassed that because this coming summer it'll be 2 years since I graduated nursing school. So maybe I'm not new grad anymore. Maybe I'm still old because I surpassed my 1 year. So technically I'm not new anymore. Okay, whatever, fine. But when I graduated nursing school, I graduated in 2020 during the pandemic. So my entire last semester of nursing school was online. That was our senior practicum. It was the most important semester that we could have because we were supposed to do clinicals with a registered nurse, 12-hour shifts. It was supposed to be practical. That was our practicum to get us ready to transition into nursing, right? That was all canceled. Even the semester before, my school, where I went, it was shortened because we had a mumps outbreak on campus and students were not allowed to be like in the hospital campuses. So nursing students were not allowed to actually go into the hospitals. So by the time I graduated nursing school and worked in the hospital, I felt like I hadn't been in the hospital in 9 months. I felt like I had no recent experience, like literally, like, with my clinical skills, like hanging an IV back, like doing simple things that like are supposed to be easy, but since I haven't done them in a long time, it took me a while to adjust. So I feel like a lot of new nurses who graduated during the pandemic, that was most likely their experience. Even if you didn't have like what I had the semester before we had a mumps outbreak, your entire last semester, even a few semesters, if you were a junior, it was all online. Like, you really got short-changed. Like, you did not have the experience and the training that you needed in the hospital. Despite that, clinicals aren't everything you're gonna learn on the floor. Like, you do learn everything on the floor when you're actually working the job, but it might have made you nervous. It might have made you feel unqualified. It might have made you more anxious to go on the floor. So that's a huge reason. We graduated during a really hectic time, and then when we were put on the floor, it was still hectic because COVID was going on and we weren't getting the attention that we needed. I did not get the attention that I needed from my preceptors. I did not feel like I was trained, and a lot of new nurses on my floor and other places were getting pulled off for orientation early because we were so short-staffed. We needed help right away. We couldn't have them team up with a preceptor. We needed to pull that nurse so she could start right away, and that's really dangerous and unsafe. So that's another reason. Nurses did not feel safe practicing. They felt like their license was on the line. Alright, so the third reason I was talking about the 12-hour shifts. You know what? This is kind of iffy. I don't know if this is a huge reason because I know a lot of my friends love working, love doing the 312s and having 4 days off. But in my experience, and a lot of times this is what happens, because of payroll and because they make it seem like, because each week kind of like runs into another week. For me, a lot, I used to work 4 12s in a row and I would get paid as if it was 3 12s in a row. So for example, I used to work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 12-hour shifts in a row, and on payroll it would be like Sunday is a new week. So technically it wouldn't look like that, but like I was working 4 12s in a row. So I was sleep deprived, I was tired, and then the next 3 days that I had off or whatever, I had off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then it would start again on Thursday. And it wasn't 4 12s like this every week after that, but it happened quite often, and it just was not good because the first day I had off, I basically slept the whole day. So then I had 2 days off, and I just didn't feel like that was a sustainable quality of life. I would much rather work 5 8-hour days or even 4 10-hour days and then have a shorter time off, like even the weekends off. That's what I do now. I work an outpatient Monday to Friday job and I have weekends off, and that is much more sustainable. Even though the weekends go by fast and I feel like I don't have a lot of time to do things a lot of time, I would much rather do that than doing 4 12s in a row. I feel like I have no quality of life. Even on my 3 days off, I'm just catching up on sleep and just booking my appointments, and I don't have time to actually enjoy anything or to enjoy the weekend. I can at least enjoy my weekend even though it goes by fast. I can actually like do things socially because most things occur on the weekend. Most like parties and things in my family events occur on the weekend. So that was a huge thing. So I guess number 3 could be like quality of life ratio. I feel like a lot of new nurses are leaving because of the quality of life that you get. We need to have a work-life balance, and it's just not worth it to them. My generation, I feel like, values we value quality of life and like what benefits our life more than money. For example, like I definitely took a pay cut to go to outpatient. Not a huge pay cut, just a little bit of a pay cut. But in general, I would have taken, like, in my head, it's okay for me to take a pay cut if I could enjoy the work that I do and have a work-life balance and enjoy both aspects of my life, my work life, my social life, and everything. A lot of people in my generation, I feel like they go towards that mindset versus my parents' generation, where like they would have rather made more money and been miserable for a longer period of time and then switch jobs. I don't know. I did not want to be miserable. So that's a third reason why nurses are leaving bedside. Quality of life not sustainable. All right, number 4 reason why nurses are leaving bedside nursing, in my opinion, toxic work environment. In general, I feel like no matter where you work, the floor is a very stressful place, and it's really easy, even if you're a really positive person like me, it's really easy that after working there for so long, or even for a short period of time, you become toxic, you become miserable, you become high strung or stressed out. High strung, like meaning stressed out, not like on drugs, stressed out because everything's just go 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 go. And even though you care about your patients and you do have compassion for them and you do want to help them, because you don't have time, sometimes it's almost like you're desensitized to their needs. You don't have time to sit down and actually like talk to them. You just have to take care of them and then move on to the next. Take care of them and move on to the next. And for me, I feel like that could be toxic because you're almost becoming desensitized to people's like in their most vulnerable state. You're becoming desensitized to that, and it just becomes toxic. Everyone gets stressed out. People are mean to each other. Nurses bullying their young, that is true. I used to hear about that all the time. I wrote a paper about it in undergrad. Nurses bullying their young. I did a research paper, and I couldn't believe, like, I was like, is this actually true in real life? Like, are these actually the statistics and the stories of nurses experiencing bullying on the floor? And then when I got to the floor, I mean, even though I didn't directly experience it all the time, I did experience bullying a few times. I can 100% testify that it is true, and that's why you just have to be careful whatever job you get. Not to deter people from going to the floor, but I feel like it's more common on the floor, because in my outpatient practice with my friends going to the OR, a lot of nurses I've talked to that work in different environments that aren't bedside, they say it occurs less, like from my opinion, from what I've seen. So you just have to really be careful where you work, and that's another huge reason why nurses are leaving bedside nurse. All right, so one of the last reasons why I feel like nurses are leaving bedside, the work pay ratio. On the floor, you're doing a lot. It's insane how much you're doing. And a lot of hospitals are not paying their nurses well enough. And yeah, I said it. We've been saying it for years, but it's so true. And when I graduated nursing school, I was like, it doesn't matter. Like, I'll just work my way up. You can get bonuses, you can get raises, which is true. You can get bonuses and you can get raises. But in general, just the average salary of a nurse is not enough for all that you're doing and the liability that's on your shoulders. And so I think a lot of nurses realize, why am I pouring like all this work, new nurses, into this job where like I feel unsafe, I feel like my license is at risk, I'm not even getting compensated enough for it. And so when you even go into outpatient or different practices, yeah, you might not be making that much more either, but at least you feel more comfortable with the work ratio that you have and the liability that's on your shoulders. So that's why I feel like nurses are leaving bedside nursing, but what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments.